Welcome your faces back to a brand new video. I buy faulty electronic items from eBay, attempt to fix them and sell them for hopefully a profit. This is episode number 75 in the series, and we are sitting on a nice green healthy positive £53.05. Now last video we made a profit of around about £60 or so, and I'm going to be honest with you, I feel it in the air again today. The last actual win streak we had roughly was, well, would you look at that, around episode 50 we had a really good run, but since then it's been so on and off. Let's see if we can fix this item. Profits are here to be made because I paid a grand total of £35 for this Nintendo Switch. I don't actually know what the fault is because the listing doesn't state it, so I'm afraid we're just going to have to hit and hope. Now, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, or in this situation a game console by its case, but it looks in relatively good condition. We have what looks to be some sticker residue here, but we have the almighty kickstand and it's in great condition. The rails themselves don't look like they have many marks. We have a little bit down here, but I think that's just something I can wash off. And exactly the same story this side as well. Look, we have one screw here, 2 and 3. So we've got all 3 screws in the device as well. And I guess we're just going to have to find out whether anybody's been inside it or not, because over the last few videos I've said that people definitely haven't been inside things, and they for 100% have. Let's go and check the status of the port. How we look at. Do you know what? That looks really good. I don't know what the rings are here. That looks very strange. Maybe where somebody just tried to put the charger in and missed a bunch of times, but the port itself looks absolutely fine. Hey, port looks really good. Do I see some burn marks on the board? Can you see that down the bottom? On the actual PCB itself? But yeah, screws look untouched. For that reason, and that reason alone, I am going to go ahead and put our ammeter in. I actually had to fix this on a live stream recently. Let's put it in and see what happens. We do get something. What do we get? We get 15 volts, 0.16 amps. Nothing on the screen. Little bit of strange behavior there, 0.16, 0.15. It's not one of the more common diagnostics that we get with the ammeter. Interesting. And it's just flickering between the 15 and 16, so I don't actually think this is taking a charge. If I go to press the on button, do we get a change in the current at all? No, again, it's just popping between the 15 and the 16. Okay, interesting. Let's get this console apart and see what lies beneath. Before we do that, a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay is the solution for all your PCB needs. Imagine this scenario. You're in dire need of a reliable service to print some custom circuit boards. Those boards need to be great quality, have fast shipping, and be at a very good price. PCBWay have you sorted. Simply start your instant quote and customize your PCB to how you want it. Anything from thickness to solder mask color, and then in a few simple steps you'll be ready to check out. PCBWay also offers services such as CNC machining, 3D printing, injection molding, and sheet metal fabrication. Why not check out the gift store where you can buy preheaters, soldering irons, multimeters, and much more. Head on over to PCBWay.com to get started. Now I'm going to take this one slow because again 15/16 milliamps is not very common, so I've just taken out the battery. I want to see if we still get some sort of draw even without the battery connected. No, we don't. So we get no draw at all without the battery connected. A straight up 0. That should, based on experience, go like 0.02, 0.04 and then drop down. So I think we might have a short on the board somewhere. Now this is one of the rare circumstances where I've left the motherboard inside the chassis because this cap doesn't look great. Just doing a quick visual inspection. I want to make sure that the fuse is all good. I think this is a really early revision because we have the, I can't remember what these are called. I want to say Xenodiodes, but I could be completely and utterly wrong. But these usually can actually cause problems. I got my multimeter in continuity mode. I'm just going to check the fuse here. Yeah, so we do have a continuous path on the fuse. Okay. Do we have any shorts around M92 T36? Again, I highly doubt it. Ah, P13. CPU cap is okay, but this cap here is shorted, which is the P13 USB cap, the chip that is responsible for the video output on the other side of the board. What about BQ? Because I didn't check around there, and this cap again looks worse for wear. Short here? No, so maybe this cap is absolutely fine. All right. Yeah. BQ looks like it's got no issues at all. I wonder then if it's just going to be P13 USB or the cap on the back, or even this little cap here, or M92. It could be any. Zoom in on over to the P13 USB IC. Being honest with you, looks like we don't have any explosions or anything like that, which is obviously nice. Multimeter in continuity mode, just to confirm our situation. Yeah, definitely a short here. I can't actually for the life of me remember which one is ground. I think this side on the right is ground. Whilst I'm here, I'm just going to check the filters as well. Make sure we don't have any issues. The way that you test these filters is you need to ensure that there's a continuous path going from one side to the other, but not crossing over diagonally. Because if that's the case, the filter has blown. But this so far looks okay. Yeah, those filters seem all right. It could be P13, it could be that cap, it could be M92, it could be the cap on the other side. So what I'm going to do is just inject a small amount of voltage, 0.5 volts, just to see if that gives me some sort of indication as to what is actually faulty. Otherwise, I'm going to spend time taking off potentially 4 components. Okay, so first bit of injection. If I can get it where it needs to be. What? Can you see when we inject where that's going? So P13 USB is down here by my probe, and look what's getting hot up there. This is like around the back of the M92 T36 IC. I think it's a cap. I gotta be honest, I did not expect that, and we could have spent ages removing stuff. Like I said, this is why voltage injection is so good. I think it's this cap here. Let's test. So if I get a little bit of IPA, right? I'm gonna put here, put a drop on here. Look at that. Look at the cap. This one dissolving that IPA straight away. See that? Oh my God. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this cap here to see if that alleviates our short here. I think a lot of people, including me, by the way, would just assume that it's going to be either one of the chips or caps I said earlier, but you just never know. So this is 450 degrees Celsius. Airflow speed is in fact 50%. I'm just going to grab that off the board. And if we look at the cap here and grab our probes, let's see if it's shorted. It is, look, this cap was gone. Wow. And now it's actually gone. So now then, we take a donor cap from another board, drop it on here, give it a tiny bit of flux, drop our airspeed down to about 20%, just wait for that to nicely flow in place. There it goes. Make sure we give it a nice clean. And there we have it. Nothing, that feeling just doesn't get old. Nothing beats it. I don't want to speak too soon in case we have other issues, but let's go ahead and measure. So I'm in, again, continuity mode. Let's see if our short's gone from here. And it has. Sorry, you can't see the multimeter. Let me put it on. You'd be able to hear the beep anyway. But this side is ground, for example, and this side isn't. And yeah, the short's gone. Flip it over to the other side and we'll measure on the cap that we have here. Ground, no short. Lovely. Jubbly. If every single device was like this, where it hadn't been open and stuff, this series would be over in 5 episodes. So I'm also kind of grateful that things are usually a little bit more complicated. Nonetheless, that is such a good quick win. But I'm not going to speak too soon. I need to put it back in the chassis, test it, and make sure that we're all okay. The screen might not be working. It could be all sorts of other issues. So, Joey, do not get ahead of yourself yet. Here we go. It's been reassembled in terms of backlight, LCD, and battery. Do we get a symbol on the screen? 3, 2, 1. Oh, now we get nothing. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. It's saying 0. I saw a flash on the screen and it just turned off. Let me try it without my ammeter. Again, yeah, okay. So I think my ammeter's gone bust because that's now showing a charge. Wait there. Let's try again. Okay. All right, yeah, we might be. This is going to be very temperamental and dodgy, but look, we have something on the screen. It's going to turn on. I need to let this charge for a little bit, and then again, I can confirm all of those little good bits. I'll actually include a clip of what happened in that live stream with my ammeter just here. Thank you, Michael. That means a lot. I'm definitely not the go to tech though. This is like wobbling all about. I've had that for years. Come on. Backlights come on for the Switch as well. Happy diddly days. And here it is. Works all good. The Joy-Cons are absolutely fine. The only thing I haven't tested is to see if it works on the TV yet. So let's do that quick. Everything else is all good. Games, etc. So let's indeed head over to the game scene. Do we get a display on our docking station? Here we go. I have plugged it in. It does take a few seconds or so to register. Yes. There we go. All right, wicked. That's 1 for 1. Would you look at that? And like I said, great profit because I've only paid £35 for it. I should be able to get somewhere near the £100 mark or so. If that's how today's going to go, then roll on the fixes. Let's move on to item number 2. And just what if I told you that I had bought actually 2 of these for £35 each? This is the second one of the batch. And again, I can't tell you how good of a condition this Nintendo Switch is. It is absolutely immaculate. And dare I say, for the second time in today's video, I don't think anybody has been inside this Nintendo Switch. Look at the screen. Oh my gosh. It has a kickstand as well. I can't really believe it. I could have gone for a bit more of a bigger item in today's video for the second one, but if for whatever reason I'm not able to fix it, it's just going to end up on a low anyway, because I would have spent a lot more on cost of actually buying the faulty item. If I can fix this, we're in for such a nice profit today. And judging by the condition of the first Nintendo Switch, I've got to say I'm pretty hopeful, which maybe I'm foolish for. Exactly the same as the first one. I have no idea what the fault is, but I'm going to assume it just doesn't turn on. That port is looking okay to me. Okay, screws. Yeah, look. Just absolutely immaculate. Hopefully the ammeter gets me through this one as well. Come on. No, it doesn't look like it, does it? Unless this is completely dead, which in all honesty, it very well could be. Let me grab the other one. Yeah, I mean, look, that is working and coming on. So I do actually genuinely believe I'm not getting anything from this Nintendo Switch at all. Okay, again, another interesting one. Let's get the back off. I think I may have got ahead of myself with this one. Can you see the corrosion around the battery? Corrosion around BQ? Corrosion around M92T36? Lord only knows what's going to happen with the rest of this console on the back, etc. I have been firmly put back in my place. Here we have the Loch Ness Monster. Now, judging by the way that the port looks on the inside and on the back, I'm going to go ahead and say that's where the water has actually, or not even water, whatever it is, has come into this device. Now, P13 USB has obviously seen better days, so we're going to need to get that cleaned up. It's definitely, I mean, it looks like it's even taken out a few traces along here, to be honest. I hope that's not the case. We've got signs of corrosion here. This area all looks okay, which I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. Around the max IC also looks okay, the one on the back. Down this side also looks all right, and the back of the APU also looks okay. If we head on over to this side, get the orientation the correct way. So this is to the left of the port. We can see that around the fuel gauge, we also have some corrosion. And has that gone inside? Do you know what? It doesn't actually look too bad underneath the fuel gauge. Maybe a little bit. This is the battery connector on the board, which needs cleaning up. And this is the BQ area. Again, looking very much worse for wear. This is going to be a tough one to repair. And if I do, I'm obviously going to have to put it on the listing that was previously water damage. So that's going to knock off some price anyway. And then we've got the damage around M92T36 again. What you see here, like this corrosion isn't the worst of it. The bad parts is where it's gone black, you see. Because that looks like it's been charred. And that's not good. So I'm going to quickly give this a clean in the areas that I know that there has been some corrosion / just liquid damage. I don't think it's got to the point of corrosion just yet. So let's just have a quick clean up. Now maybe they're not charred. Perhaps we actually get away with this looking okay. Our main concern is this going to function? Now again, that doesn't actually look too bad, doesn't look horrendous. So we move down a little bit now. I'm going to have to give all this area a clean. So again, just some IPA around here and a nice scrub. I think it's safe to say with the areas that I've showed you, the only reason I'm cleaning is because I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those areas that we have an issue with. Again, it's not turned out horrendous. Grab a pair of our smaller tweezers here just to see if that trace is still there. Oh, it's not a trace, sorry. That's board, that's the trace. Okay, good. This cap has seen better days. This resistor, again, might actually be all right. Sometimes all things need are a really, really good clean. Inside that connector, I'm talking about the Joy-Con connector just here, is okay. And the back of it now, also looking all right from what I can see. Battery connector still needs a bit more of a decent clean, but this side is looking okay. Looks a lot better than it did, that's for sure. I wonder where our actual issue is then. Do you know what? I'm gonna guess the fuse. That's gonna be my guess. And by some miracle, imagine if all of this is actually okay. It's either going to be the fuse or P13 is my bet, or even fuel gauge, because the P13, this chip here, this rectangular chip you see, is responsible for the video out on the Nintendo Switch. So it plays quite an important role. Again, after a good clean, a lot of that charring has just come off. So it looks alright. I mean, even the port doesn't look bad now that we've given it a clean, even on the back. Solder joints look okay on it as well. Alright. Oh, we do have a tiny bit of corrosion around here. This is the max IC on the front. It didn't look like it had any corrosion when I was looking just with the naked eye. Whilst I'm here then, I might as well check the rest of the front of this board, as well as under the NAND, because that can be hidden corrosion. That looks okay. LCD, FPC, looking alright. Fan and power on. Power on looks a little bit water damaged in there. So, again, drop of IPA should be okay. Only other place we have is around here. So again, just some more IPA. How does that look? Yeah, even under the icy, look, we look all right now. Under here. Now, there could be some more corrosion underneath that I can't really see, but to be honest with you, it looks all right. So again, first things first, I'm just going to check the fuse on this one and see what the situation is. And is there a chance all this needed was a really good clean? How's that fuse looking? Continuous path. Okay, so our issue isn't there. Let's check around BQ because that was the area that looked most heavy hit. So far, so good. All right, BQ not an issue for now. M92. Are you the issue? CPU cap okay? None of these caps shorted. That cap's fine. Okay, M92 seems to be faring all right as well. Check around the back. This is around the fuel gauge. Seems to be all right as well. Good old P13. If this cap was shorted, the other side would be as well, so that's fine. Is there a possibility we've just cleared our short by, again, just giving it a clean? Let's see what happens now when we go to put the ammeter in. Oh, okay. It does recognize 0.02. 0. Shut off now. 0. Okay. This might be working. 0.01. Yeah, I mean, 0.02. It does that on the second try. Let's try this side. 0.02. 0.04. And off. Oh, this could be really good news. I've also cleaned the battery connector as well. That's just IPA down there. So it looks 10 times better than, again, what it did. And I can't seem to see any corrosion whatsoever now. Moment of truth. So again, LCD, battery, and backlight. I've also checked all the ribbon cables that were in the chassis. Power button one was a little bit corroded, as well as this Joy-Con down here, but I've cleaned them and they've come up all right. It's not corrosion, it was just a little bit of green. Is this going to work? 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. Come on. 0.07. Show me something. Yes! Come on! All right. It takes a charge. And the screen works and the backlight works. I think this was at a point where we've caught it just in time. If it was a little bit later and that corrosion had actually allowed itself to destroy any of those traces, we'd be in trouble. In these sort of situations, an ultrasonic cleaner is best practice. But I don't have that. And like I said, if I manage to get this fully working and I can confirm that every single aspect of this works, including docking, the games, Joy-Cons, everything like that, I will list it cheaper than what I usually sell a Nintendo Switch for on eBay and just outline that this was liquid damaged. Let's let this charge up a little bit and I'll be back with you in just a second. Switch has been reassembled and I have done the relative testing I've done to feel confident enough that this is fully working, and I'll quickly go through that with you. Touchscreen works fine. I don't know if you can hear, but you can hear the speakers. Both speakers are working with no issues. We've connected to the Wi-Fi, as you can see from that symbol up there. If I plug a game in, Immortal Phoenix Rising, it recognizes. Joy-Con 1, no issues at all, no wobble, disconnect, nothing like that. Joy-Con number 2, exactly the same, no wobble, no disconnect, nothing like that. Both of them pair with Bluetooth as well as the fact that the whole touchscreen is absolutely fine. That was really difficult because I've got dirty gloves on. Now for the final test, docking station, and any second now. There we go. Works on the dock as well. There we have it. This Nintendo Switch is now working. I personally don't think there's a need to change out anything on that board. I couldn't see any more signs of corrosion. Even those caps that were dull, again, they're working fine. I don't see a need to change them. The price will be relevant of a Switch that was water damaged. 2 out of 2. Let's head on over to Sally's Spectacular spreadsheet to work out the profits. £70 for both of the Switches. £0 in parts. Sell price is going to be £190. £100 for the first Switch and £90 for the second one. So we put £190. Our total profit in today's video is £102.90. Add that to our little list. We are soaring high. Our total profit for the series is £155.95. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the fact you stopped by. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, I'll leave last week's episode just up there. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.